The right to keep and bear arms is as fundamental to our freedom as any other inalienable right we enjoy as Americans. This right is God-given, as much as the freedom of religion and to exercise worship, the freedom to assemble and express, the freedom to own property and to protect our privacy. As such, serious-minded individuals must have serious deliberation on any attempt to alter these fundamental American rights that are embodied in the Bill of Rights, inalienable, not granted by government. In a time where Americans face uncertain threats from terrorists at home, most Americans clearly understand why we must preserve the right to defend ourselves, our families, and our property. For those who would refuse their right to defend themselves, they have the freedom to do so. They do not have the freedom to make that decision for others. In terms of human behavior, our survival instincts are inherent. The Creator of the universe did not make human beings with fangs, claws, quills, or odors for their self-defense. Instead, He gave them their intelligence and, by extension, their hands to fashion implements to protect their lives. While the President is certainly welcome to choose not to defend himself, as is his right, it is not his right to prohibit others from protecting their lives and property. The President has histrionically compared his gun control agenda with the advancement of women's suffrage rights and the elimination of slavery, chiding Republicans for their lack of advancement of the human race. If we look historically rather than histrionically, it was Republicans who eliminated slavery and embraced Republican activist Susan B. Anthony, the women's suffragist, to get voting rights for all women where his party had stood in the way. The President can no more rewrite history than he can rewrite the Constitution. While he may be a constitutional scholar, he needs to be schooled on constitutional history. From Madison, Hamilton, Jefferson, and Adams, all the way to the Supreme Court decisions with Heller and McDonald, this inalienable right has been affirmed in defense of its articulation in the Bill of Rights. While the President complains of congressional inaction on the right to keep and bear arms, it can no more take action to deny this right than it could deny a free press, a free religious expression, or property rights to individuals. Congress will not act to destroy the Bill of Rights, and we will stand in the way of any executive who will not uphold the Constitution of the United States. Still, the administration presses forward with passion and conviction, convincing Americans that the threat is so grievous, the injury is so great that Americans must act to inhibit our liberty. We are told that mass shootings are on the rise and gun deaths are out of control and the worst among developed nations. But before America signs up to eliminate one of her inalienable rights, let's deliver a sober mind. The President and his party would report outrage if conservatives suggested that the First Amendment must be scrapped because of such abuses as libel, hate speech, religious bigotry, and sit-ins warranted necessary common sense reforms to the first of our enumerated freedoms embodied in the Bill of Rights. Americans recognize that we must face the unpleasantness of abuse of these rights on occasion to secure its inviolable status.